Hey, I'm Bubba.
And I'm John.
We use our questionable and sometimes traumatic childhood experiences to hopefully become better parents.
We might not succeed,
but listen,
they're fine.
John.
Hey, man.
Welcome to Listen, They're Fine, the podcast.
Where we both leave our screaming families to come record.
John came here. It's summertime starting up in California, and we had the thing where the kids are playing outside here, and it's getting near bedtime.
Same. Yeah.
Screaming. And you don't notice it when you're home, a weekend day by yourself with the kids, but if your spouse is there or somebody visits and it's just the kids are melting down, it's like the volume's turned up by 5.
It becomes white noise to you, right? At a certain point.
No, it does. I guess it becomes white noise when you're there and it's just you. But if people come to me, it's very evident, and I'm very embarrassed.
A switch flips when there's an outsider that comes in, and then you go, "Oh shit, this sounds insane."
Yeah, you're like, my kids are such brats.
Yeah,
but they're just like, no, they're tired. He's 4 years old.
Yeah, they're fine. They're fine. I mean, you apologized when I got here, and I thought it was really funny because I literally just left my house with a mirror image of this, with the kids acting insane. And I told my wife, "See you later. I'm going to Brandon's to record." Yep.
Well, it's behind the candelabra here, though, as we record in the evening, kind of right around the witching hour of bedtime. So our spouses have to put the kids to bed by themselves, and it is the worst time.
Do you think our spouses think we schedule this at this time on purpose just to get out of bedtime routine?
Well, what are we going to do it during the week? We can't. What are we going to do it on the weekend? We have all the birthday parties for kids.
Yeah, you got a million things going on. What, you recorded in the middle of the night?
I'd love to.
Yeah.
But it's too late.
You don't have to convince. You don't have to convince me. I know why we do it here. I just think, do you think our spouses think we're just trying to get out of bedtime?
I mean, anytime I get a night off, like that I'm here and my spouse is and we're not recording, I go, why don't you go do something for yourself to make up for it? Because I know it's a nightmare.
Yeah.
Especially now that it's getting warmer and the kids are like, we want to be outside, and I'm like, you can't be. I can hear you.
It's staying light later and it's warm that night, and the kids just want to be up. The sun's out, bun's out, man. They want to be up and out.
Are you dealing with, as it's getting warmer, the we got the AC on because it's hot, so it's like sliders open, sliders closed. Shut the door, you're becoming a dad. But also, like, the bugs are coming in.
Oh, yeah.
And the kid, Maggie's, the whole house is asleep, and Maggie's screaming because there's one of those big mosquito eaters flying around her room.
We call them the mosquito hawks. Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Mosquito hawk.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like screaming, wakes up everybody.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm like, they can't hurt you. They help.
That's what we tell our kids. Our kids actually like them now because we tell them, I actually don't even know if it's true, but we tell our kids they eat the mosquitoes, and they go, oh, okay, great. Yeah. So if we see one, we go, yeah, we need to get it outside, but no big deal. Just we'll trap it in a little bug trapper and keep it alive and put it outside.
Yeah.
So because they are disconcertingly large.
They are, and they literally look like a giant evil, like, master mosquito.
Yeah.
I got them a bug catcher last week because I was like, I need to normalize catching the bugs so I'm not getting screamed at every time there's a daddy long legs in the corner. It's done nothing. I talked to my mom last week. She's on her way to Portugal to visit my sister.
Your mom is? Has she been to Portugal before?
She went last year.
Okay.
She thought it was really beautiful, and she said, I wouldn't want to live there or nothing. I was like, okay. She prefers the Michigan winters and being within driving distance to a TJ Maxx.
Your mom's lived in the Midwest her whole life, is that correct?
Her whole life.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I remember coming out to California the first time, and I was like, this is paradise. This is the most incredible place I've ever seen on earth. I think people feel that way about Hawaii or, Tahiti.
Sure.
But I was like, I can't ever go back. My mom is like, she comes out, she goes, all right, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go back to that cold gray wing. I mean, the weather in Michigan has been apocalyptic.
It's so funny.
Months.
We're talking about how warm it is. I mean, it was in the 90s here today. I have friends that live in different parts of the country. It's freezing. It's crazy to me.
My friend Jacob, our dear friend Jacob Sanders. Where else? Jacob Sanders.
Brandon's
lives
pointing
in New York.
to artwork behind us.
Yeah, for the listeners, he's done the artwork for nearly every project. I should have had him do this. He probably would have got the typing correct on our poster.
He would have got the name right. Yeah.
But Jacob, he would never leave New York. He loves it. And it's such a hard life. You know?
I think there are some exceptions. For people that live in Chicago, New York, there's some really cool cities.
Yeah.
Where I feel like...
Minneapolis, I feel that way. No. I mean, I'm not talking about Greg Bovino and ice.
Okay,
I'm talking about...
like, I never know what
Jenna's got a ton of friends there. Sure. And I went and I was like, this is the great... It's like just one of the most beautiful cities. The people are so nice.
I have a friend that lives in Madison, Wisconsin. I mean, he loves it. So I think there are
Madison's beautiful too.
I think there are some really cool cities where people love them despite the horrible winters.
The culture there, the architecture is so strong. I mean, I say that way about Chicago constantly.
Yeah, I love
I'm
Chicago.
like, I'd move there in a second. They're like, the weather I know, but I'm like, it's so good, it's worth it.
Yeah. But
Muskegon,
then
Michigan.
Yeah. There's places like Muskegon, Michigan, where I just don't know what the payoff is.
It ain't got it for me. Bless up. I love you guys. But I talked to my mom and I said, we were talking about embarrassing things because Henry's been doing some embarrassing things. And we were talking about my one-man show a little bit and how I grew up homeschooled and Apostolic Pentecostal, which is arguably a religious cult the way we did it. And my mom shared with me that we were one of the first homeschooling families in Michigan. Now everybody homeschools now.
Yeah, it's real popular now.
We were doing it when people were knocking at the door from the Board of Education, the truant officers telling us we had to go to school. The police were showing up. My parents ended up on the local news, all these things. And my
you guys were real trendsetters. I feel like your parents
were Maha before it.
Yeah.
Didn't get any vaccines.
Homeschooled.
You know? It was really great.
I think your dad's probably he was probably libertarian before people used that word so freely.
I can proudly say my dad died for his libertarianism. He died in a carbon monoxide accident because he refused to either acknowledge, read, or believe the danger warning label that said, don't put this in your garage.
Yeah.
And he was like, Mr. No Seatbelts, Mr. No Helmets, Mr. No Vaccines, Mr. Leaving Loaded Guns everywhere. He went out the way that he came in, you know?
I'll leave that alone. There's a lot to unpack there.
You can do that. You can unpack it. But I asked my mom about her homeschooling days, and she told me this little tale that I found anecdotal. And she said that... because I said, were we getting grief from the public, where people like, screw you, homeschoolers,
Yeah.
And some people were because it was so unique at the time. It's not like now where it's very common. But it was also that my parents didn't really have an education outside of public high school. They didn't go to college.
Sure.
It wasn't like, I would never homeschool my kids, not because I'm against it, but because I'm what most people call stupid. And disorganized. That's not the reason. Well, thank you. But
the reason is because you want to get these kids out of the fucking house. Can you imagine every morning if you're like, kids. Okay, here we go. Now let's start your lessons.
Yeah, forget it. And I would probably do the same lessons as my parents did for me, which is like to write a letter to Congress, to overturn Roe versus Wade. So my mom told me that we were driving once through West Michigan, and all these cars were honking at my parents, and my mom said, we figured they were supporting our bumper stickers that said "Proud Michigan Homeschooler."
Sure. Sure.
And then these cars kept honking, and then somebody pointed in the back of our car, and my mom looked, and I had been mooning the passing vehicles for probably 20-30 minutes.
Oh my God, that's fantastic.
And she said she was so embarrassed because that was people's first taste of the homeschooling lifestyle.
You set the movement back years, Brandon.
I did.
Years.
You know what? I did.
Where did they even get that bumper sticker?
They probably had to make it.
I mean, you couldn't find that bumper sticker now. You would have to custom make that bumper sticker in the year of our Lord 2026. I can't imagine in 1989 when they had this. How the hell did they get this thing?
Merch idea, John. Add it to the list. We make bumper stickers that say "Proud Homeschooler" and it has a butt on it. has somebody with pulling the
This
pants
is real
down.
inside baseball.
Yeah. That's the way I like to be.
Wow. How old do you think you were?
Well, it had to have preceded my little sister being born. I was probably 7 or 8.
That's prime mooning age.
Prime mooning age.
I feel
my kids don't know about it. They don't know about mooning.
What happened to mooning?
It was such a product of a time. I feel like people need to bring it back.
Brandon, as you would say, we used to be a country.
We did used to be a country because I remember being on, we'd take a Greyhound bus on a field trip to like the zoo or something, or we'd go to some Christian revival in Lansing, Michigan to the Silver Dome where the Lions played, and it'd be 4 hours away, and there'd be honking and everybody look out the bus and somebody'd have their butt cheeks up against the window, and I remember everybody cover your eyes. Movies, there's a lot of mooning in. There's mooning on the news.
I remember the bus too, but somebody would put their butt out the window. That was always good too.
Yeah.
Because when you put it against the window, it's called a pressed ham.
Oh, I never heard that.
You never heard that? A pressed ham?
I feel like I really should know that.
You definitely should.
It's called a pressed ham.
Yeah. Maybe it was so cold in Michigan, that was just the standard mooning. Yeah. You didn't want to roll down the windows.
It had to be. It was dedicated. I do remember mooning when it's cold. And the little hairs on your butt would freeze.
I mean,
like the hairs in your nose.
You had to want it.
Big time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to go egging. We used to moon.
Yeah.
We used to do throwing pumpkins. I forgot what we called
Pumpkin
that.
Pumpkin
chunking?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd throw pumpkins at mailboxes.
Oh. That does seem
bad.
like some Midwest shit.
It would blow up the mailbox. A friend would be driving real fast. You'd stick your head out with a pumpkin.
You would drive in a car and throw it out of a moving
40,
vehicle.
50 miles an hour. We blow up a mailbox.
I know you hate it when we get kind of meta and say what we need to talk about. We need to talk about kind of our bad boy phases.
Yeah.
Kind of these things that we did where we could get in a lot of trouble. Maybe when we were, young teens. I feel like that's the age.
Who's to say I'm not in a bad boy phase right now? This podcast is my bad boy phase.
I'm seeing how you're dressed. I see your elaborate tea setup. You are not in a bad boy phase.
I do now have I pour the cream after it steeps for a while.
Sure.
I was talking to this fellow who's ringing me up at Trader Joe's, and he was talking about his teenage son, and he said, "Man, I tell him you got it so good. We used to have it so good. You don't."
Yeah.
And his son said, "What do you mean?" He said, "There's cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
You can't get into any trouble without getting caught."
Dude, the shit we did, if there were cameras everywhere, I would be in prison.
I think I would too.
I would have gotten arrested for one of the many stupid things I did when I was 13 or 14 years old, and then I would have been part of the prison industrial complex.
Yeah.
I would have been bouncing in and out of juvenile hall. I mean, I'm half joking and half not right now. I could totally foresee me getting in trouble with the law and going down a bad path at some point in my life.
I mean, I remember getting caught by cops, getting let off the hook, white privilege, shout out. Shout down, really. It's not great. But egging cop cars, stealing, setting things on fire, breaking into abandoned buildings, train jumping, rolling inflamed logs down a hill, stealing the nativity scene from our hometown, passing it around at parties.
Sure.
I can't remember what else. Obviously tons of jumping out of moving vehicles.
Yeah. This is
tons of jumping into moving vehicles.
Ooh. This is the trailer for our episode that we're going to do on our rapscallion phase.
My wife, the first time I brought her home and drove her around and kind of gave her a geography of the events of my life.
The first time you brought her home, you mean the first time you took her back to Michigan?
Back to Michigan.
Okay.
I'd tell her all the tall tales as we're doing a scenic journey.
Sure.
And she said, I'll never forget it. She said, "You're like a low-budget Bart Simpson." That really hurt.
That feels shameful.
And she said, if we ever have children, you can't tell them any of this.
She couldn't just say you were like Bart Simpson.
Yeah.
She felt the need to say you're like a low budget Bart Simpson.
Yeah, low budget.
She wanted to dig a little bit. She
digs it. She said that once when I was getting thwarting a lot of crime in our neighborhood before the kids. I had tased a few people, thwarted some thefts, and she said, "We're having a family now. You can't be going around doing this." And I said, "Doing what?" She said, "You're like a low budget Batman."
Oof.
Is what she said.
I'm going to talk to her about the adjectives she uses before.
Well, I think the internet culture
comparison.
now, they say Timu. They'll be like, he's a Timu, he's a Make-A-Wish, low budge.
But I mean...
I said I prefer indie film.
I'm not one to critique your wife. I am
too.
Yeah. But she could just say you're like Bart Simpson, and that would be funny enough. You know, she doesn't have to say low budget.
Low budge.
I mean, what do we care? We can critique her. She's not going to hear this.
Save it for They Gotta Goes.
All right.
Let's take a break.
Let's take a break. We talked last week about your daughter's birthday party.
Ugh, what a dump.
It was a great birthday party. You know it was.
You know, it was fun.
It was a good birthday party.
Yeah.
But it was funny because it's like fucking wedding season or something. It's kids' birthday party season.
Why is that?
I guess
my kids are the spring.
People must be fertile at different times of year. It must be a pattern because we'll have so much dead time in the year where I am like, isn't there a fucking kid's birthday party or something? We got nothing to do this weekend. And then it comes all at once.
Well, let's see. If we had sex in the summer, let's say Jenna got pregnant in July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. Yeah, it's because we were doing it in the summer.
Vacations.
Everybody's doing it in the summer. That's why.
Everybody's going on vacation.
Because both our kids are in the spring.
Yeah, both my kids are in May. Yeah, I think it's because everybody's on vacation.
Yeah, if you're listening out there and you want to have kids, which you shouldn't listen to this if you don't already have them and you hate it, have sex at a different time.
Yeah.
Spread it out a little bit.
Yeah. Don't do it in the summer. Wait till the fall. Or the
winter.
I'm
a November baby, almost December. So, but that's dicey because then you don't want to have your kid have to have their birthday around that
on Christmas.
holiday.
Yeah, that's tough.
You got to plan it.
Yeah, you really do. Get it together, everyone.
But it's a lot of birthdays. Every weekend's a birthday party.
Yes, and so what was funny is because your party was at your house, and
don't recommend it.
The weekend before, we had a doubleheader of kids' birthday parties, and they were both trampoline parties. And I feel as though trampoline parties are the new cupcakery, right? Remember, everywhere you went, there was a new cupcake store popping up.
Yeah, the 2005-ish.
Yeah. And before that, it was smoothie shops, right?
Yeah.
The new version of this for me, now that I'm an old man with children, is trampoline birthday parties. We
got to have some other new thing after 2005. Up to now, so there's a 20-year gap between cupcakeries.
I'm sure there was.
What's a trend?
We're just out of the loop.
What's a trend? You're like me.
What's a trend?
I haven't listened to any new music since senior year of high school.
Yeah. So, we went from cupcakeries to trampoline birthday parties. We missed a couple generations.
What's with this new disco music stuff?
Right? But it's funny. So we've been to a couple of them now just this year. I mean, we've been to them before, but man, they're picking up steam. And
the liability insurance for these places has got to be through the roof.
Yeah, and I'll say this: I don't hate them.
Yeah,
they're not bad.
Yeah,
it's better than sometimes being at a really hot park can be tough.
Yeah,
right?
Hot parks are no good.
It can be okay, right? It can be okay at a park sometimes too, but you're real dependent on that weather. But the trampoline birthday parties are not bad. I do have one major complaint.
Not accessible to people with disabilities?
Nope, not it. Try again.
Oof. That's all I got.
Okay. My complaint is that they buy like group packages for these kids to jump, right? So, you have to RSVP and they'll go,
Oh, are you going to say that you don't get to jump?
I don't get to jump.
Yeah, I just got invited to one and they said if you want to jump, it's $40.
Yeah, you got to pay for yourself to jump, man. I want to jump. I like a trampoline.
Here's the thing. I want to jump too, but I don't want to dislocate nothing.
I don't want to pay $40.
I don't want to hyperextend some ligament,
Sure. Dude, trampoline parks are so fun. When we went to this last one, oh man, our kids were having the fucking time of their lives.
Can you say the name of it?
Urban Air.
Okay, I haven't been to that one, but I'm going to that one this weekend because some other kids having a party.
It's great. That one has, like a ropes course up high.
I went to one called Sky Zone. That was pretty nice.
Sky Zone's pretty good. Urban Air puts it to shame.
Yeah. I went to a trampoline park. It was called Slippery Floors, and they only had one trampoline that had a hole in it.
Yeah, that's
every kid got a concussion.
I know you're joking. I will say trampoline parks. There's a range.
I did go to a nasty one.
You go from high end to someone's going to break a fucking leg here.
Yeah.
This place has never been cleaned since it opened.
There was one we went to, and I made the mistake of a Groupon. Shout out to Groupon. If you're a sponsor, I'll delete that. But they had the foam ball pit, you know?
Sure, yeah.
And the Google images were like taken when the place opened, and I went, and it was like some shit out of The Simpsons. Yeah. And I fell in the ball pit. And it wasn't a ball pit. It was like these foam
chunks
things.
Of foam. Yeah.
And the chunks of foam had children's hair all stuck in it, you know? And it was sticking to me, and I was like, bleh, like gag.
Yeah, I've seen the same thing. It's so funny because you could tell what a great idea this was when they opened up this park. They go, oh, we'll do these foam pits. Oh, yeah, we've got this great deal on foam from Temu, right? But they don't think about the maintenance of this. And they don't think this foam needs to be switched out about once a year. That foam you were in, that foam's been there for the past decade. It's never been cleaned.
Well, and I was like, I don't want to look at the bottom of this. There's probably dead kids down
Brandon,
there.
How would you even clean a pit full of odd-shaped
you can't.
foam?
They got to. They got to
shit.
take that, and that's a burn pit situation.
Yeah.
That's that
There's no
nasty chemical smell.
You can't sanitize that. Kids jumping in, these sticky ass sweaty kids jumping around.
Can you imagine though?
They jump into that
somebody
foam.
barfs in it. You'd like, that's it. They got to shut it down.
Do you know what they do? They find the pieces of foam that have the barf on it, and they throw it away. There's so much foam in there that got barf on it they didn't throw away. Never jump in those
We got to
foam
change
pits.
this topic. I'm getting sick. I just made the most delicious. I'm going to make you a to-go of this. I made yogurt marinated chicken for dinner.
Oh, that sounds good.
Dude, take a bunch of shallots, garlic, a bunch of spices like cumin, cinnamon, paprika. You put that in with shallots, garlic, lemon juice, olive oil, yogurt, puree that, rub it all over the chicken thighs, let that marinate all day. It was so good. I say that to say it was the best chicken I ever made, but I say that to say I feel like I'm going to barf it up in this conversation. We have to move on.
Well, let's move on from the gross foam pits.
I was going to ask you, do you think Benjamin Netanyahu's dead?
No. Did something happen in the last hour or two that I should be aware of?
Are you aware that we're involved in an international policing expedition, also called war, right now with Iran?
I am familiar, yes.
Okay, Israel's involved with that war.
I have heard.
Okay, Benjamin Netanyahu is the leader of Israel.
Yep, I'm with you. Thanks for walking me through it.
He kind of wants to destroy Iran because he alleges that they have nuclear weapons.
Yes.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
He hasn't been seen in public in a long time.
Okay.
His son stopped tweeting. His son's an obsessive tweeter.
Okay.
There was a rumor that he was killed in an airstrike. To quell those rumors, I feel like you have a very different algorithm than me. There's these videos of him going around, and he's like, "Shalom, hi.
Sure.
I'm just getting coffee at a cafe," but they look weird, and people are like, "These are fake. These are AI. Look at his fingers. Look at this." There's these little glitches that people are pointing out. Now, maybe they're real glitches, maybe not. But there's a rumor. Don't look away, John. Don't look away from the Middle East.
I have psychologically checked out already. I feel
so
like
you don't have an opinion if he's dead or not. I'm not saying to celebrate. I'm not taking a position on this.
You need a hobby.
I have one.
Following conspiracy threads. You do this periodically.
I'm monitoring the situation.
You will ask me like a very in-depth question that's 5 levels deep on some conspiracy theory that I've never even heard of. And I'll go, no, what the hell are you talking about?
This is not Tower 7, John. Okay.
Brandon, when do you have the time to going down these deep dives on conspiracy theories? You are a father. You are a husband.
I'm a father who cares about the future of this country.
What are you doing looking at?
We're not going to have a world to leave these kids.
Debating if Netanyahu's alive or dead through weird AI videos.
I'm not saying, how do you think that'll change things? I'm just like, I didn't know if you saw this going around or not.
No, I did not. Maybe this is the world we're living in now, though, where we can't trust anything we see, AI videos, anything that happens.
I kind of feel like that's the takeaway for me. I don't remember birthday parties. I don't think I had a single birthday party with anybody outside of the immediate family.
Really?
Maybe grandparents.
Really?
I think I wanted one when I was 12, and I never got one, every goddamn year we have a fucking birthday party for these kids. And every year, nearly every weekend, we're going to birthday parties. And I remember because your stepson was around before mine, and you were like, hey man, the weekends, it's just kids' birthday parties.
Get ready for it,
and
buddy.
I was like, haha, LOL, Johnny. That's all we're doing. And I hate it.
Yep. We were, when I was a kid, very different. You and I were raised very different.
Yeah.
We were lousy with birthday parties when I was a kid.
Lousy. Let's bring back lousy. Keep going.
Yeah. I mean, I have plenty of home movies now of me and having like my birthday parties in the summer. One of them,
your mom lighting the candle with her cigarette. Keep going.
One of them, I got a BB gun. And
perfect.
I open it up and I'm pointing it at everybody immediately.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah.
Lee Ermey.
Then you put it in your mouth.
Do you remember Lee Ermey from Full Metal Jacket, the drill sergeant?
Yeah.
He was there.
What? In real life?
In real life.
Why?
He was friends of a family member or something.
I part of me goes, I was hoping that you're going to say Lee Ermey. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, Lee Ermey.
That Lee Ermey just shows up at any time a children gets a gun for a birthday present. He's there and he's like, there you are, soldier.
Yeah.
Steers and queers, boy.
He's like a real sadistic genie kind
You're
of thing.
You're a real cocksucker, aren't you, son? Are you going to die for your country?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, lots of birthday parties for me growing up.
Answer the question.
What was the question?
Is Netanyahu dead? Why was Lee Ermey at your party?
He was friends with...
You said he was just there.
He was friends with a family member.
Like me being like, Dean Cain from Superman.
Dude, I was 11. I don't know. I didn't even know who he was.
He's in your home videos.
I don't know. I got to find it. But I know he was at that party.
What was he doing? Was he doing anything cool? Was he fat shaming somebody like in Full Metal Jacket? Was he making anybody doing push-ups?
Let's go to the tape.
I know that I think he hosted a show on the History Channel. I remember in high school I'd see him. He was probably like a really nice guy, and he's like, this is not at all who I was.
No, I think he ended up being pretty right-wing, right? Before he passed.
I don't know, but it would be shocking if he wasn't, considering the film.
Yeah.
But you're saying before he passed, like he started out as an activist during the Vietnam War.
Sure.
And then James Woods, he was like, well, it's a young man's game being a liberal.
He just converted over time.
And then I gotta protect that tax bracket.
Yeah.
Don't want him to get the estate tax.
He was probably always, to be fair, I phrased that incorrectly. He was probably always very right wing, right?
I think if he's in Palmdale in the 80s, I would assume everybody was.
Yeah, it was a
wow.
Yeah,
Lee Ermey. What a bomb.
I didn't know that was going to be such a point you'd seize on, but yeah.
This is going to get us a lot of listeners,
Oh,
John.
sure.
Let's take a break.
All right, let's take a break.
Hey, you've been to our house. In our bedroom, we have this barn door.
You do.
Kind of slides.
You have that very trendy barn door.
I don't like it, John. And I knew when we moved in here, I said, Henry was not even a year old, I don't believe. And Maggie was, just turning 2. And I told my wife, I said, a day will come when you and I will be, as we say on the show, getting biblical. And these kids will come knocking on the door, opening it up. Sure. And it's a short barn door.
It is.
It's not like a real big one.
It's a decorative barn door.
It's decorative to say.
You weren't raising sheep in here.
Yeah, it's decorative to say the most. It's not like some winery that has a real heavy barn door that's huge.
You know what I can say about barn doors? Famously, they don't lock.
Yeah. Well, I put a lock on this, but it certainly doesn't cover the whole thing because it's about the width of the door jamb.
Yep.
So even when you got it locked, I put a little barn-style lock on the other side, which I don't even like the look of it because this is kind of a Palm Springs-style house. And I'm like, what are you guys fucking farming it?
It doesn't match the rest of your house.
It's like that great SNL sketch where the women are talking about the haircut, the cut. And they say, they're talking about decorating, and they say, like suburban decorating, and it says, the kitchen is a barn and the bathroom is the ocean because all your decor has to be
That's really
oceanic,
funny.
you know.
Oh, that's
I'm
really
like, what
funny.
are you guys doing barning up my mid-century modern house?
Yeah.
Well, anyways.
Anyway, now that we're done shitting on your house.
My wife and I were making whoopee.
Okay.
Afternoon delight. The kids Henry was taking a nap. Maggie was in her room. Door closed. Watching her pad.
Yep.
Never had an issue. Mom goes to run some errands, and I was headed out to do some work. And Maggie goes, "Hey, Dad, what were you doing on top of Mom?" I go, "Huh?
What's that?
Excuse me?"
Mm-hmm.
Like a teen, I totally just ignored her. Like I just walked away. And she's like, "Excuse me, sir. Once again, what were you doing on top of Mom?" I go, She goes, "Yeah, you were on top of Mom." I said, "How do you know?" And she said, "Well, I peeked in the door."
Oof, that gap.
Lord Jesus, we're here today to bring some prayer into Brandon's life, to bless this conversation that his wife doesn't want him to have. In your name, amen. I said, "I wasn't doing anything." And she goes, You were on top of Mom.
Now you're lying to your child.
Now I'm lying. So I go, "Oh." What do you think I said, John?
I was giving Mom a massage.
Close. I said we were wrestling.
You were wrestling.
We were wrestling.
Because you and Jenna are really known to wrestle frequently.
She goes, "I didn't know you roughhouse with Mom." And I said, "Well, sometimes." And you know what she said?
What's that?
"Why was your fanny out?" Ooh.
Boy.
Damn.
Were you, during this conversation, I don't know what you were doing. My mind would have immediately started taking inventory of what did we do?
Where were
the
did.
blankets?
Was I standing up? Did we did this?
Did we get real freaky in there?
Did I get the toys out? We don't have any. Did I have a ski mask on?
Yeah. What did
were we
do?
doing choking?
Yeah.
Was any parts in anybody's other body parts?
Yeah. So why was your fanny out?
You know what I also, John, I did this thing. I did this thing where I looked to my side, like as if, I don't know, there's some part of my brain that I was going to think that security was with me.
Sure.
That I was going to go, "Can you," or like a PR person to go, "That'll be it.
Yeah,
That's enough.
Can somebody help me?
That's enough. You could go." And nobody was there but me.
Yeah. Story of our lives. That's being a parent, buddy, right there in a nutshell.
You know what I said? I said, "You should ask your mom." And then I just shut the door and got ready.
Oh, you threw Jenna under the bus.
Well, so I was lucky because she did not talk to her mom. She forgot about it. And then I talked to my therapist because I was like, do I have to talk to her about the birds and the bees? I thought I had some time. I also thought, haven't we offloaded this topic to the public school system? From what I understand, they don't really teach it anymore until
now,
age 15.
Your father is rolling over in his grave right now,
dude.
That you would want to farm this out to the public school system.
Farm it to the yeah. That's part of why we were homeschooled, because he was like, "We don't want them to teach you how to put condoms on a banana." And I was like,
exactly.
What's a condom? Also, what's a banana? Never seen it. Yeah, I mean, truly, I remember my dad telling us about the birds and the bees, John, because we didn't go to public school for sex ed. Even when I was in public school, in high school, in 10th grade, they had a sex ed class, and my dad signed me out of it, so I'd have to go to the library so I wouldn't learn.
Of course you did.
Guess who was still having unprotected teenage sex?
Yep.
Not me. I was.
That's the story, right? That's the trope. So
my therapist was like, "Don't talk to your 4 and 7 and 6-year-old about sex. They don't need to know yet. Don't do it. Leave it at, we were wrestling, or Mom and Dad were horsing around, or frogging off, whatever you want to call it.
Sure.
You don't get into well, sometimes Mommy and Daddy, d. Maybe you have to. If she would have caught me in another situation of foreplay that's a little more specific with the orifices, that I might have to have some real splaining to do.
Wow.
But luckily it was a missionary, mostly blankets up kind of thing.
Yeah, our kids have never caught us having sex. Boy, oh boy, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Postscript, ordering a barn door today.
A new one?
No, the same size.
Oh, just want a different color?
No, I got to get a woodworker over here to do a whole thing and hang a fucking door now.
Yeah, you do. Yeah,
which I should have did.
Yeah.
A long time ago.
That is funny. We actually have had the birds and bees talks with our kids.
Of course you have.
Yeah.
I bet you your older one told you about it.
So
he probably was like, I want you guys to read this book, The Joy of Sex. You and Mom really need to understand things.
We got a book for them quite some time ago called It's Not the Stork.
Damn, that's a good title.
It is. Yeah. And so I think this is a difference between you and us, which is we both have a child that we both basically have a 6/7-year-old, right? That very close in age. But then you have a younger child. I have an older child. So when you have an older child, sometimes you're addressing stuff with the younger kid sooner than you would normally, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because their older sibling is exposing them to things.
Because your older one's like 9.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So.
Well, he's not exposing them to like.
No, but just the questions they ask, right? So our 9-year-old has asked questions about sex before.
Like what? Give me
when his brother's around. We were in Colorado. This was probably a year ago. We were out there for my wife's brother. He was getting married, so we were out there for his wedding. And when we were driving, I don't know. I think we were honestly listening. You know, when you're on vacation and you don't have your streaming services, or you're in a rental car where you don't have your Bluetooth or whatever, we were listening to the radio, and I think the word sex came on the radio. Just literally the word sex, right? Maybe it was in a song or it was in a commercial. I can't remember. And our 9-year-old, he goes, "I know what sex is." And I go, "Really?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I go, and our 6-year-old like looks at him like,
oh boy,
because he could tell this is like a hot button word.
Maggie did this with murder. Keep going.
And I go, okay, what is it? And he goes, "It's when you kiss with your tongue."
Hell yeah, dude. Did you go, all right?
Yeah.
You just left it at that?
Yeah, I was like, okay. I was like, well, that's not what it is, but okay, I understand.
You said that's not what it is.
Yeah,
I would have said, sure it is.
Yeah. I said, that's not what it is. And I might be conflating some different experiences we had here, but I think I'm remembering this correctly, which is we said, "Do you remember that book, It's Not the Stork, that we read?" And he goes, "Oh, yeah." And then he goes, and then our 6-year-old's like, "What does that mean?" You know, and we're like,
God.
Okay, well, they know what a penis and a vagina are.
Yeah.
Right. So we were like, okay, so that's when the man puts his penis inside the vagina. And then, that's how babies are made.
Do they have gay stuff in there too, or is it just a heteronormative book?
I think it's heteronormative.
Sure, of course it is with you.
And so
walking hate crime. Keep going.
Then our 6-year-old
Mr. Intolerance.
"So have you had sex on Mom?"
Sex on Mom? You're like, I've had sex under Mom. I've had sex behind Mom. I've had sex on a swing with Mom.
And so then we said, we're like, yeah. And he goes, "Ew."
You said, about to do it tonight too, son.
Oh, man.
Bitch ass fool.
So that was our experience. I'll loan you the book.
Yeah. I was going to make a nasty joke.
I think it's helpful, honestly.
The farthest we got was like we got a book about like we've got many friends with the lesbians, and we got a number of like 2 worms can get married too,
Huh.
Like sometimes a butterfly can marry a bee, and sometimes 2 butterflies.
You're comparing them to animals.
Well, insects.
Okay.
I guess that's not a good.
So not even mammals.
Yeah,
Jesus,
geez. Now that I think about it, there's got to be a better way.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's the insult. So, like, if a man wants to marry a horse, that's fine.
Yeah.
Right?
Because that was my parents' Christian nationalism take on homosexuality. Was like, it's the same as pedophilia and bestiality. That's why they're like, you can't go to a public school. The gays are there, waiting to make you have sex with a horse.
And so now this is all coming full circle. And you're saying it like it's a positive thing, where you're telling your kids a butterfly can marry a earthworm.
We got to look at the children's book market. If I had a children's book about sex, it'd be called "What That Booty Do Do."
That would sell well.
Yeah,
kids love butt jokes.
I would be canceled immediately. I did try to come up with because Henry was asking about poops and farting so much. I was like, how about a book about butts? It'd be called a Big Butt Book. Then I Googled it, and it's actually a book already. I was like, rats.
It's 30 of them in the
There's
series.
so many butt books. Forget it.
There are so many butt books for kids, and they love them. They love them all.
Well, maybe a good kids book would be like Nunya. Remember that insult where you'd be like Nunya business?
I do remember that.
It'd be like asking about sex, asking about murder, things like that. We watched the Oscars, and there was a win for a short film about the Uvalde mass shooting, and the kids were watching the Oscars with us, and Maggie was putting on my makeup because she got a makeup set, and she was like, I want to do your makeup for the Oscars. I was like, okay. And then she goes, wait, what's a school shooting? And I was like, just finish my makeup. Just do it. We'll talk about it later. Nunya business. Right. Let's take a break.
Let's take a break.
Lock your doors. John, what were you going to tell me?
We're back. Breaking news.
Breaking.
While we were at break, I picked up my phone and looked, and I got a couple texts from my wife, which is never great when she knows we're over here. Because I go, oh, God. Because she's like, I'm not going to bother you. You're doing your show. I know it's on Do Not Disturb or whatever, right? So she sent me 2 pictures. The first one appears to be a note from my 9-year-old.
Okay.
Who should be in bed.
Yeah.
And this is what it says. I know you are probably sighing right now, but I'm hungry. Can I have some of that popcorn? P.S. I will rebrush everything.
Of course he can.
Yeah. So he wants some popcorn. He probably came out, saw my wife watching some TV, eating some well-deserved popcorn while she tries to relax from these children.
What's she watching? The Housewives?
What is she watching? You know what she was watching the other day was One Battle After Another, because I watched it without her, which she was not happy.
That movie
she was not happy about. But she will watch. She'll usually be watching reality TV, or she likes Abbott Elementary.
Great show.
Yeah, she likes some good stuff. We share a lot of taste in television and movies, but then we do go our separate. I hate reality.
Here's
TV.
the thing: people can watch what they want if they have a good job. If you work hard,
I agree.
You should be able to watch Is This Cake, Selling Sunset, whatever. My wife watches trash.
Sure.
Good for her. I don't want to, but I don't have a real job. That's why I'm like, don't you want to watch this? You want to watch this documentary on Rwanda genocide? You'll learn something. She's like, no, thanks. She wants to watch all of the Halloween episodes of Home Improvement. I don't know why.
Yeah,
leave her alone.
Yeah.
She's watching that, Dancing with the Stars.
Your wife has a real heavy job, so does mine, right?
Yeah.
Where they deal with some real shit throughout the day.
Mm-hmm.
So I think when they come home and they finally get them kids to bed, they want to kind of just turn off their brain for a little bit and just be entertained.
Get them damn kids to bed.
And I think that's fine.
I mean, we took a break. You heard my wife screaming at our daughter.
Sure.
Deservedly so, because here's the thing. Henry will go to bed. You're like, good night. And he's like, good night. He'll even be like, Dad, I'm sleepy. You got to go. Maggie's sitting in there asking 5,000 questions.
Yeah.
Can you come in and check on me? Can you do this? Can you make sure the dog's sleeping on my bed? Can you turn off my fan when you come in? Are you going to be here in the morning? Or are you going to be gone for work? Or what are we doing tomorrow? Can I have this for my lunch? Can I have this? Just on and on. Then all these existential questions. And eventually...
Yeah, okay. Go ahead.
Eventually, we just get to the point where it's like, stop calling me. Go to bed. Or like, I'll have to take a number 2. And I'm like, okay, I got to go. Good night. And then I'll go in the bath and I'll tell her, I got to go to the bathroom. Sure. Good night. Henry's already asleep. I'm in the bathroom. I hear her screaming my name over and over again. Yeah. She wakes up Henry. And I come in. I'm like, I told you I was going to the fucking bathroom. Anyways, you got that BB gun?
Not anymore. I wish I did. No, I was going to jump in when you were talking about the existential questions, because we get the exact same shit at bedtime. Questions that, honestly, I'd be happy to entertain during the daylight hours.
Yeah.
But at 8:30 at night, when I'm trying to get you to sleep so I can eat some dinner, my 6-year-old, he the questions he asks, I got to start writing some of these down.
Yeah.
He'll say, how do we know what happened before the Big Bang? And I'll go,
these cosmic questions. This is
these
shit
big cosmic questions. What? And I'll say there was no before the Big Bang. What does that mean? Well, there was nothing before it. So, but what do you mean there's nothing before it? That's not how time works. Well,
dude, they need to. This is this should be in the Gotta Goes, but they got to stop teaching our children about the solar system at that age. It's too many questions at bedtime, and they're like, what happens when the sun burns out?
Yeah.
What planet how did our planet get formed? I'm like, you're 4, dude. I wasn't asking these questions till I was 15 because I grew up in a religious cult and we thought the earth was flat. Yeah. But leave it alone.
Yeah.
Now we got to deal with this on the back end at bedtime.
I've started explaining it to my children where, I mean, they've been on this whole, you're right, this whole solar system thing. One of the things they've been on is, this sounds so fucking nerdy, is time relativity.
What? Dude, your kids are on some shit.
And they talk about when you're traveling close to the speed of light and you're traveling through the universe, how time is relative, and it's not the same amount of time when you're doing that versus the time on Earth. And so he wants me to explain the ins and outs of time relativity. And I go, I am not a fucking astrophysicist. Yeah. Your father is not Neil deGrasse Tyson. Okay? Like, to say I barely understand it is being generous.
Yeah.
To expect me to explain this to a 6 and a 9-year-old is insane.
Well, when you came up tonight, Henry was running in front of the house because he got a new pair of shoes.
Sure.
So he was like, how fast is this? How fast is that? Last night, bedtime, again. He's like, how fast is this boat going? He's holding a little toy boat. And I'm like, I don't know this fast. How fast is this airplane? I'm like, well, a commercial airliner, I think it's around 300-400 miles an hour. Mm-hmm. Well, how about this jet? And then I made the mistake, John, of saying, well, there's the speed of sound. And then he's like, well, how does that work? Yeah. And then I might as well be in the relativity conversation. I literally said, you should ask John. Because I was like, I bet you his ass knows.
Oh, that was 2 years ago. We got through the whole sound barrier being broken.
Dude, you're on. Yeah, he was like telling me about black holes and stuff. I go, why the fuck are they teaching you this?
Oh, yeah.
It's like Black History Month, like I said. I'm like, yeah, they just they take them in easy. They're just like, yep, this is George Washington Carver. You know, these are some historical figures. They're not talking about the civil rights movement or Reconstruction yet because the kids are 4 years old. Yeah. Great. Start them off easy. We should not be teaching these kids about the black holes.
Oh, yeah. My kids.
We should not be teaching them about the origins of the universe.
And to be honest, I mean, I don't know if I fully agree with you on this. I do like that they teach them this. I think it's amazing. I think it's so great that the kids are super curious and they want to know about these things, but not at 8:30 at night. We can talk about this at fucking 3 o'clock on a Saturday.
You know
why are we? You cannot expect me to explain wormholes and black holes at 8:30 on a Thursday.
Even growing up in a right-wing conservative Christian nationalist household, the creation story is so insane of like Adam and Eve and on the seventh day. I remember once my grandpa, who had some connections to Native American culture because his son, my Uncle Terry, married I hate the term full-blooded. I feel like sounds so colonial.
Yeah, that sounds awful.
But in a Native American
fucking
woman,
J.D. Vance over
my
here.
My Aunt Marge, she's full-blooded. My Aunt Marge is Native American from Chippewa tribe, I believe. And so we would occasionally go to these kind of rural Indian native celebration kind of things where they do a drum circle or whatever, and it's very rudimentary for children. But I remember their creation stories always being very simple. And I feel like we should just do this for the kids for now. It's like the sun fell in love with the moon.
Sure.
And they made Earth, which was the back of a turtle.
Yeah.
And then a hawk came and dropped grass, and that's how trees grew. And it's like, great, that's all they need to know till 8th grade. You know what I mean? Let's just leave it alone. And nobody understands this until bedtime.
Yes.
If these people who are making this curriculum had children of their own, they would just go with the Native American folklore.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have any of these dumbass questions.
This is your hot take. Don't teach children about science.
Don't teach them about science. Don't teach them about creationism.
You know,
teach them Native American folklore.
This is your gotta go. All right, we are back with the infamous gotta go section.
Oh, I thought we were going to talk about false flags.
You love conspiracy theories.
John won't I just want to say this publicly. John won't let me send him memes because he doesn't want me. He won't let me send him memes about Netanyahu because he doesn't want me to fuck up his algorithm. And my wife does the same thing. She goes, just show me when I get home, because she's got such a perfect algorithm. She doesn't want me to send her anything.
I don't want this either. I agree with Jenna. This is why your wife and I get along so well. We understand you. I mean, yeah, I'll start it off. These conspiracy theories got to go. I am so fucking done with conspiracy theories.
Are you?
This is an impromptu got to go. I fucking remember when conspiracy theories used to be like interesting and like a little offbeat and a little cool. You know, this is back in the original Joe Rogan days where these conspiracy theories seemed kind of harmless, right?
Yeah.
Now they're fucking everywhere all the time. You're always telling me about this random shit. I'm like, I don't want to process this. What are you talking about?
You know, because it's like, you're like, why has he been talking about this satanic pedophile cult of elites? That, that doesn't exist.
I see what you're doing here. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I'm not saying some of them don't have legs or there aren't truth to some of them, but the volume of them now is so high that I have to process all of this right now. And what am I, my own fucking research department? I'm going to go down all these rabbit holes.
Everybody is. Do your research. Do the research on the vaccine.
AKA go on the internet is do your own research.
Do it. It works.
Yeah.
Remember that kid, we should say his name, Ryan Vargas? Remember him when we worked at that coffee shop? That kid was like a big conspiracy theorist.
Was he?
Yeah.
I don't remember
He's a big pothead and a big conspiracy
This was
theorist.
a kid we worked with back, what year would you say this was?
Beginning of the Iraq War.
Okay, so 2003?
Yeah, 2003.
Around there?
2004.
Yeah.
And he had some book called like Behold a Pale Horse. And he was like, bro, he was young too. He was younger than me. He's like, bro, dude, you got to read this, dude. Shit's crazy, dude. The CIA, man, they're fucking mind control, bro. He was stoned all the time.
So see, that's back. I am nostalgic.
The chemtrails, bro. Now it's all over. My sister's sending me all the chemtrail stuff.
I'm nostalgic for conspiracy theories back in the day because it was offbeat. It was rare. I remember that coffee shop we worked at, and I think it was either him, Ryan, or one of our customers that gave me a VHS tape of Truth and Lies, 9/11.
9/11, yeah. My dad had that tape.
I still have it.
Let's watch it on the show.
I mean, do you have a VCR?
No.
Okay.
I should get one.
Let's get one.
Big DVD got rid of those.
And I remember I took that thing home and I put it in and I went, oh God. And
if I remember,
watched it for 5 minutes.
Is it kind of a documentary or is it a guy doing a presentation?
It's a guy doing a presentation.
Yeah, I remember my dad watching that. My friend Mitch, shout out to Mitch in Michigan. Now you met Mitch. He was at my first wedding.
So many names on this show.
Love it. Netanyahu, Mitch.
Ryan.
Mitch, now, he'd never been to my house in Michigan, and we were friends in high school, and he came over to my house when I wasn't there, and he said he came down the stairs. My dad had 2 guns strapped across him.
Sure.
Jean shorts on, jumping up and down on one of those mini trampolines. Drop ceiling, almost hitting his head.
Okay.
And he said, yeah, and your dad was watching this VHS tape about 9/11. It was the same one.
Yeah, I totally believe this.
You had to pass those conspiracies around on a tape. Now you just type in anything, really.
Your friend sends you a meme and it fucks up your algorithm for life, and you're getting fed conspiracies. So
you're gonna get red pilled tonight,
all
John.
Right, that's my gotta go to start off with. All right, what's your gotta go?
My gotta go, dude. This has been bothering me for years. It used to be we were kids. The only person who wore cologne was an old man.
Mm-hmm.
Now we got all kinds of body sprays, and we got younger fellas drowning themselves in that cologne. We went to the beach, and there was some guy with cologne who walked by. I was like,
"You're at the beach."
I haven't said this in a while. P.U. brother, this guy's what lady? To me, it's almost like when guys rev their engines and they have like a Fast and Furious car about to knock the windows out. I think in their mind, they're like, women are like, ooh, time to drop my panties. I love the rumbling of an engine. I think in their mind, they're like Pepe Le Pew or something. That some woman's going to be like, ooh, that sweet smell of musk.
I think the only thing you should smell on somebody at the beach is sunscreen smell.
That's it.
What are we doing here?
I don't even know what this guy was doing. I go through a department store. very rarely, and I'll see like a perfume section. I'm like, I got it, ladies' perfume. And I'm like, they're still making cologne? I remember that in high school. I was like, cologne. Like, remember CK1 came out?
That was a high school thing for sure.
Curve for him. Those things you'd get. I remember going to the grocery store and I'd go to the magazine rack and I'd rub the sample. Yeah. But I was like, we're still doing this?
I think that's a funny gotta go, by the way, cologne. But I think there is something about being a teenager and cologne. It's a real rite of passage because, one, it's the first time in your life where you start stinking as a young man.
Yeah, oof.
Because we've told our kids about this already because they don't smell now. They're young.
Yeah.
But we've joked with them that they're going to go through puberty at some point and they're going to start smelling.
Yeah.
Right? And when you're a teenager, you're not great at bathing. Your hygiene isn't great and you start to stink. And so you think how to handle this is to
cover it up
with cologne.
Yeah.
What you should do is bathe and wear deodorant.
And I also had a lot of cologne because not only were you stinky from your BO, but also because obviously the way I grew up, but like if I made out with a girl or something and I didn't want to have her perfume smell on me, I'd be like, cover it up when I came home. And then also I was sneaking smoking ciggies.
Sure.
So I'd be like, if I wash my hands, I put a mint in my mouth and I douse myself in this cologne, my parents won't notice. Of course they noticed.
Oh my God. My parents would not have given two shits if I came home smelling like a girl. I can't believe that was a concern of yours.
Yeah, it was. It definitely was. What's your gotta go?
Oh my God. Okay. Gotta go cologne, huh? Okay. My gotta go.
Unless if you're an old man.
I will say I am torn on this next one.
Oh no.
Yeah. So every year, my kids' school, they have this, I don't know what it's called. I'm sure there's a special name for it. It's a reading competition.
We know you hate reading, John.
Oh, we love reading in our house. Oh, it's fantastic.
We love reading up to 8:00.
Up to a certain point, we love reading. They do this thing where they read books every day. The kids read books, and every book they read, they get to fill out like this little paw. It's like a little slip, and all the classes compete.
It's called a reading chart.
No, it's literally like a little cutout of like a tiger paw. And so they try to get as many paws as they can.
Okay.
Right. They turn them in every day. Right. And all the classes are competing with each other to see who can read the most books in this 3-week time period or something. Okay. Right. The kids go fucking crazy for it. They love it. And they are reading incessantly. This is why I'm torn on this, because I love reading. I think
what is the end line of this?
Let me get there. You'll probably won't side with me if I know you.
All the money goes to the country.
There's no money. There's no money. But it gets the kids really excited about reading. The problem is it gets them too excited, and I feel like it gives them anxiety too. So these kids, they come home and
You're going to say they peed themselves.
I have to read. I have to get through these books. Blah, blah, blah. You're getting to bedtime at night. I only got 3 paws tonight. I got to finish. I got to get 5 more paws. The other kids, they brought in 10 paws yesterday. I only brought in 4.
Then you take that paw, you rip it in half.
Yeah. Oh my God. Full meltdown.
Yeah.
So it's become this administrative burden every night that we have to go through, where we're constantly going, okay, how many books did you read so far? How many paws do you have? Oh, okay, great. You said you wanted to get through 6, so we got to do 2 more books tonight.
Why don't you teach your kids how to cheat? Just lie. Them out. Just fucking fill them out. Lie.
We can't do that.
Dude, don't let me be a babysitter. I'll be like an 80s babysitter. I'll be like, pizza.
So this is why I'm torn on it, because I think it is great. It gets the kids very excited. I think we need to figure out a way to dial it back a little bit. This is becoming too much. It's become this full administrative burden every night that we're dealing with this. Are they putting
pressure on your kids at school? Like they're really being like, you better read more or you're going to...
I mean, I don't have a camera in the classroom.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think they're doing that.
They're crying.
I think it's the kids' first taste at kind of competition in a very meaningful way.
Yeah, public setting.
Right? Where it's not just a baseball game, there's a winner or loser. It's this more long, drawn-out competition. They definitely feel like they have a chance. Their teachers are encouraging it. It's too much. It's too much. We got to dial it back. So like I said, I'm torn on putting it on my gotta go, because I do think it's a great idea. But with how intense this is and the burden that it kind of places on the parents with this, that's got to go. It's too much. It's too
John,
much.
Taking a stand against the librarians of America. Jesus. Here's my other gotta go. This is also beach related, which is have you ever been to a dog beach?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you ever going to take your dog to a dog beach? Probably not.
Yeah, I will, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is a very kind of micro thing. But have you ever had it where you're like walking and maybe there's a dog off leash or there's a cute dog and that dog seems like it's kind of coming up to you. And so you kind of light up and you go like, hey.
Sure.
But then the dog just kind of veers away.
Oh, okay.
And it's embarrassing because the owners see it. And my dog will do it, and the people are so disappointed. And I've been on the receiving end of that. They go, oh, hey, girl. And she kind of comes by and then she doesn't want anything to do with them.
Sure.
It's similar to like where you see a cute baby that somebody brings over, you're at an event and there's a cute baby. You're like, oh, let me hold it. And the baby seems like, oh, the baby's liking you. And then you hold the baby and the baby starts crying. And then you're like, ugh, and you're kind of embarrassed. And then you got to make a joke of like, oh, must have whatever. And they're like, yeah, it's okay. And so I do that when my dog, I go, she's really skittish or whatever.
Sure.
But I feel really embarrassed too when the dog, there's, a floppy dog. I love floppy dogs. I love wiry dogs.
Sure.
And it's kind of bounding toward me. And I'm like, ooh, look at this one.
Here we go.
I love to pet a dog. I get so excited.
Sure.
And I'm like, oh, come here, little guy. Yeah. And that dog just is like, nope. And the owners are like, sorry,
Yeah.
So I
doesn't like your vibe.
So it's a gotta go. But I think what we should normalize is going, fuck you then to the dog.
Ooh, I like that. That's good. Yeah. Really let him have it.
Like, oh, well, you know what? Fuck you anyway, dumbass dog. That we should normalize saying fuck you to a dog that, that embarrasses you in a situation.
What if
like
there
that.
are children around? Do you feel the
Then
same?
you go, your dog's a little bitch.
Oh, okay. Got it.
You want a different
something
like that or whatever.
Got it. Okay.
Stupid ass dog. Your dogs look like you, ugly ass dog. Something like that. that it should just be okay to insult the dog that publicly embarrasses you.
I think that's totally fair.
Because, I don't want to get it to a consent thing, but it's not like, hey, I walked up to your dog. It's like, your dog was eyeballing me.
Yeah.
Your dog was like, ooh, you look fun. And I was like, we got a thing going. Let's get the pets.
I'm not the weird one here.
I'm not the weird one. I'm not going, ooh, can I pet your dog? This dog was coming at me like it wanted some loving, and then it dissed and dismissed me. So it deserves a fuck you then, you ugly ass bitch.
I love it. You know what it reminds me? It seems a close cousin to, you ever have it where somebody's waving at you and you wave back and then you realize they're waving at somebody behind you? That's what it feels like.
Dude, funny you say that because the war that we're currently in, I know you don't keep up on news, but it's affected gas prices. So I was like, I better fill up my tank. So I went to fill up my tank.
With your fucking dinosaur juice car?
Yeah. I fill it up and it was kind of a crowded gas station. And so I saw this truck and I was like, oh, I'll move so you can get the spot,
sure,
whatever.
The whole dance.
Yeah, the
gas
dance.
station
and this
dance.
guy in this big pickup truck, he's waving at me and I'm like, yeah. It's cool, man.
Thanks,
I'm the
dude.
guy, whatever. And he keeps waving. And then I'm like, yeah, man. I'm your guy.
Yeah.
And then he hogs and he goes, your gas tank's still open. And I was like, oh, okie doke.
I thought you were going to say Henry was in the back mooning him.
Mooning. Yeah, that's what I should have said. Yeah.
All right. It's good. Got to go.
Good. Gotta go.
All right. Let's take a break.
Okay.
We'll be back with recommendations. All right. We are back with
recommendations. John, there's a caveat you said for this section. You don't want me asking too many questions. You said on this podcast, I ask you too many specifics.
When I recommend something, you have a habit of really going down the specifics of when did this person make it? When did they originate the idea? When did they die? Who were they married to?
Who is a publisher?
Name their children in order, chronologically.
Okay, so I'll try to not do that.
I just go like, Jesus Christ.
It's like a marriage of convenience.
We've been hanging out too long now.
Yeah.
Okay, recommendations. You want to go first or second?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Jen and I watched this movie called Eternity that my little sister, Alexis Robertson, née Ogborn, recommended to me, actually recommended to our whole family a couple weeks ago. And I was like, whatever. I don't watch movies much. Kids were out of town. Jen and I watched it. It is one of the best rom-coms I've ever seen. Full stop. It's hilarious. It's beautiful. It's heartbreaking. It stars Miles Teller and Elizabeth Olsen, Mary-Kate and Ashley's sister, and another guy, forget his name, I should look it up, who plays the love interest. And it's kind of a love triangle movie, but it is set after death. And this woman has to choose. Okay. She dies in the first act, and it's made aware at the beginning that the elderly man that she's married to, she's an old woman. Sorry, I should say the man dies at the beginning. And we learn at the very beginning that he's her second husband, and the first one died in the war.
Okay.
And so when he dies, he's waiting for her to die of cancer. So he's in this kind of purgatory waiting area.
Okay.
Which I should say the production design is incredible. It's done like a big train station, basically, very kind of 1950s style. Only to find that when you die, you have to choose an eternity. You can choose it alone or with the one that you love. And she arrives only to have to choose between him and the guy who's been waiting there for her for 70 years who died in the war.
This is heartbreaking.
It is so fucking funny, John. There's two second string actors who play the arrival kind of assistants to the person arriving upon death, and one is Divine Joy Randolph, who won the Oscar a couple of years ago for The Holdovers, and then John Early, who's a hysterical comedian. And they play these assistants, and the plot heightens and twists and turns. There is so much. It's one of those I would compare, not in tone at all, but to One Battle After Another, of there are things that I have never seen in a movie before, repeatedly. It is so inventive. It was what's called a blacklist script a few years back.
Oh, yeah.
Of top-rated unproduced screenplays, and I cannot recommend it enough.
When did this come out?
Came out last year.
Okay.
From my knowledge, not nominated for anything. Shocking. I really hope this movie finds its way on social media. And
I've never even heard of it.
I hadn't either. And the poster, you're just kind of like, oh, it looks like whatever. It's a metaphysical comedy. It's one of those where you're like, there's no way they're going to pull this off.
Yeah.
Kind of Truman Show, Stranger Than Fiction. There was a movie during the pandemic years ago with Andy Samberg and I forget the other gal that was called Palm Springs. It was a time travel.
I did like that movie.
And it was kind of in that vein where I was there's no way they're going to be able to pull off this ending. Yeah. And they do it in spades. And there's several kind of like, oh, but what about holy shit? And it's so satisfying. Sure, yeah. There's parts where you just start bawling because it's so sweet. And there's so many comedic moments that are almost like a play where it's just the dialogue's building, the set pieces are building, the acting's incredible. I cannot recommend the movie Eternity enough.
Love it. That's a great recommendation.
Yeah.
I will totally watch that.
Yeah, watch it with your girl. I will. It's so great. And it's also, Jenna said, it also feels like a holiday movie. And I said, well, why? It doesn't feel like there's no Christmassy elements to it. And she said, no, it feels holiday because it seems like a movie you could watch with your whole family, but not like it's a kid's family movie, but like your adult parents, your adult cousins, like everybody'd be like, they would get something out of it.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Loved it, dude.
That's great. Thanks. Good recommendation. I will definitely check it out. My recommendation is not a movie or book. This past weekend, we took the kids kayaking and paddleboarding.
Okay.
We have done this with them before in previous years. It's just warming up again this year. We thought, okay, let's take them. We've done it a couple years in a row now. This is probably year 3. It has not been fun when we've done it before.
Yeah.
We have tried it, and they've been pains in the ass about it. They complain when we've taken them.
You've told me that you were doing it, and I over the years, and I've said, that sounds terrible. It sounds like a terrible idea.
I love kayaking. I love paddleboarding. I thought it would be something fun we could do as a family.
Yeah.
Right? And so, we bought a kayak, and because especially when you have young kids, it's really hard.
How much was a kayak?
I don't know, a few $100s. We got it used.
What temperature do you think the water was?
Oh my God. Here we go. The water was probably in the 60s.
I wouldn't do that.
I mean, you don't go in the water. You're in the kayak.
Unless that kayak flips.
So we we thought, okay, we've tried it a couple years, and I literally thought this year, I was like, I wonder if we're just gonna sell this thing, and the paddleboard, because like it's just not been fun. And my wife said this past weekend, she said, let's go kayaking, and I was like in my head thinking, they're just gonna be fucking miserable. But I was like, you know what? Let's give it a go.
Do you go to a river or something?
No, so we're here in Long Beach. There are a few places you can go. So there's Huntington Harbor and there's Naples. So we have these beautiful areas that are kind of these marinas where there's houses all along these waterways, and they're great because the water's very calm. It's perfect. It's ocean kayaking and paddleboarding, but there's the water's perfectly calm because they're in these marinas.
Okay, I think when you say kayaking, I picture you're going down the waterfall.
Yeah,
you know, Kevin Bacon's waiting to murder you at the bottom.
What was that movie again? That with
can't remember the
Meryl Streep, right?
Is it The River's Edge?
I think that's it. That sounds good.
I feel like there are a lot of movies with Edge in the title.
Yeah.
There was a movie, The Edge.
I do. I remember that too.
Movie was good.
That Anthony Hopkins?
Anthony Hopkins. Yeah. Alec Baldwin.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
I had to rewatch that. Okay. So back to this. We took him out again this year, and as you would say, Brandon, I think we turned a corner.
Hey.
It was super fun. The kids loved it. Our 6-year-old fell in the water twice off the paddleboard.
Yeah.
And he was laughing as he was hitting the water. He said, "That's what life jackets are for."
Oh, I thought you were going to say, "That's what life's about."
Yeah.
Wait, so I don't want to get into specifics.
No, you can ask questions about this.
You said kayaking, then you said paddleboarding.
We do both. We have a paddleboard and a kayak.
So it's two, you got all four of you going?
Yeah,
so two on one paddleboard and then two
and then we rotate
kayak?
around. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So one person on the paddleboard.
Together.
Yeah. And then we stay together. 2 people in the kayak, 2 people on the paddleboard, right? And you kind of rotate around. It was so much fun. We brought a bunch of snacks for the kids because that's usually how you get through these things. Lots of snacks. They like one snack each, and that was it. They were just having a blast.
Did you do Huntington Harbor? Or
we
did.
We did.
See, I've always wanted to do that.
It was great. They had so much fun. We were out there for probably 2 hours. Man, we had such a good time. We went to lunch afterwards. Super fun. Here's my recommendation. I'm not saying everyone should go kayaking in Huntington Harbor. Although if you have the opportunity, you should.
I've always wanted to. I've done Naples before.
Well, you can borrow my kayak if you like.
Hey, I don't know how to put it in my car.
Okay. We'll work through that.
A roof rack.
That's off-record type stuff. Yeah. Here's my recommendation. If you've tried to do activities with your kids in previous years that you thought were going to be really fun and they did not pan out, don't give up. Especially if it's something that you really enjoy doing. Maybe you just tried it too early. Maybe they were just too young for it when you tried it. And give it another shot. Don't give up, because we didn't give up on this one, and I'm so glad we didn't. It's
my
so
favorite
much fun.
thing is giving up. I love to give up.
You do?
Yeah.
Well, my recommendation is to not give up.
Okay.
Specifically on these certain types of activities, input your activity here. I think you can generalize this fairly easily.
Archery,
rock climbing, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
Shooting pheasants in a field.
Now that sounds fun.
That'd be what you grew up doing.
Let's get the guns out.
Yeah. So that is my recommendation. Don't need to belabor the point. I think it was great.
Yeah.
I will say, side recommendation, little side one here. I did watch a movie this past week that I hadn't seen before, and I'm not making this my main recommendation because it's kind of a no duh. But to me, I was watching it. I told my wife, "This is a great movie," and she looked at me like I was such an idiot.
Old Yeller.
And I was like, All the President's Men. Great movie.
Oh, yeah.
Never seen it before.
That's not a no duh. Jen had never seen it. And I showed it to her a couple years ago. We had a Dustin Hoffman face. It's great.
So good. And I mean, I certainly knew that it existed, but I just didn't know how good it was. And so it made me think of it when we're talking about conspiracy theories this episode, right? And I just thought, man, what a great movie this was. I'm not a big conspiracy theory person. I'm certainly not a big Watergate person. It's kind of a snooze fest to me.
I mean, who is these days?
But
You're not like, H.R. Haldeman. Now, who directed All the President's Men?
It's funny you ask, Brandon, because I knew you were going to ask me all these fucking questions, right? So, here we go. Alan J. Pakula directed it. It was written by William Goldman. I did know that. I was like ready with William Goldman because I know you're a big William Goldman fan.
It. Man, isn't it? Go on.
Came out in 1976.
Yep.
Right? Robert Redford, Dustin Hoffman. It's really a two-hander. I mean, there's lots of other, kind of character actors in the movie that you'll recognize from that generation. I don't know their names off the top of my head, but I mean, it's a Redford and Hoffman two-hander,
man,
a whole way through.
So much of that movie, we don't need to go into it, but the scene, the phone call scene, the sequence with the phone call where he's just going through all of his sources, and it's a single shot.
Yep.
In the bullpen of the office at the Washington Post, right? Washington Post.
Yes, Washington Post.
And he's just sourcing this out, and I have done that with my Michael Jackson project.
I'm sure. I thought you would have really loved this movie.
And it's just like you're hammering, like they call it hammering the phones. You just start hammering the phones. Will you talk to me? Nope. Will you source? Well, let me check that. Let me call the White House. Who do I know here? And then the ending, the way that they do it with just the
on the typewriter.
The best postscript of any movie, like how you end that movie, and it's just
because you're thinking how we all know what's going to happen. So how do you end this, right?
I love a movie that tells a historical narrative in a way that you've never seen before, and it's the OG, but it's so well done.
That movie could have been so goddamned boring because we all know what's going to happen, and it's a movie that's got a million names in it. We joke about names on this podcast, how many names you throw out. This movie is going through dozens and dozens of names in the Nixon administration, right? It is names you've never heard of, but everybody in the movie, they kind of know it, and they need it to actually move the plot along, and they make it entertaining and interesting, and you're engaged the whole time.
You feel smart watching it too, and it doesn't feel like homework. I mean, you're making fun of me about the conspiracy theories, but you kind of start to feel one because you feel like a journalist watching it because now you're building this, that meme of like connecting all these dots together and being like, I knew it. Also that the restraint of the screenwriting and the directing, if I recall, I don't even think they show a clip of Nixon. No. I don't think you ever see
Nixon's
even
not in it at all.
newsreel of him.
Yep.
Because he's so ubiquitous,
They say like the Nixon administration or the presidency.
It's usually
never get in.
The president.
Yeah, they never, which is so interesting the way they do it.
Well, I think it holds power over you because it frees you from, and I think this current administration with President Trump, he's become such a figure of a loathsome figure and such a divisive figure, whether you love him or hate him, that he looms so large, and Nixon did, we forget. And so I think mostly avoiding his face, his voice, his likeness, even his name, by just saying the president committed this, the president that, it gives it this kind of timelessness.
It does.
And it gives you the stakes of the power and what...
It doesn't feel dated. It's definitely a period piece, but when you watch it, it doesn't feel like homework, like you said, or like when you watch movies sometimes from then where you go, this doesn't feel like a period piece. It just feels dated, and I don't want to watch it the way it's structured, right? Yeah. It's no fun, right? You're like, oh, this is just boring.
I'm laughing because we tried to watch some Oscar movies this week, and we tried to watch this movie Sinners, which I know a lot of people are like, I love it, it's incredible. I did not feel that way for a lot of reasons, but my wife would not even watch it. Because there are scary elements, and anything is scary to my wife, and there's a vampire element to it.
There is,
but we also got into a bit of a tiff, and she came to with admitting that she just doesn't like period films.
Oh, interesting.
And she just said, I don't like, if it's got anything old in it, I don't want to watch it.
Oh, my God.
And it reminded me of my mom, who would never watch, she used to love Schindler's List. She'd be like, I love that Schindler's List. I'm like, who can watch that movie more than once? It's so horrible. But I was like, Mom, if you love the Holocaust, why not watch Life is Beautiful, Roberto Benigni's Oscar-winning cheerful Italian tome on the Holocaust? And my mom said, that's a foreign movie? I said, yeah, it's a foreign movie. And she goes, that's the one where you got to read it all the time? I don't want to do that. A little bit about my family.
Your mom and your wife, they have some hard outs.
A little Freudian to me.
Yeah. Well, my wife, who was a journalism major, was, I think, probably disappointed in me that I hadn't seen it. But I think she was proud of me that I did watch it on my own, and I did enjoy it. And it was a lot of fun to talk to her about it. And so I thought I'd bring it up here. If you haven't seen it, great movie. It's not homework. It's probably streaming on a network near you.
Yeah. Well, how did you watch it? On DVD?
No, I didn't. It was on HBO.
Yeah.
So
there's nothing wrong with that.
But you could also get it at your local library, I'm sure.
All right. Great Rex.
That's my recommendation. Who we shouting out this week?
Divine Joy Randolph, the Oscar-winning actress.
Conspiracy theorists everywhere.
Conspiracy theorists everywhere. The chemtrail people.
Stay out of my algorithm.
Shout out Michigan homeschoolers. Shout out to the Mooners out there. Bring it back. Shout out to the door hangers out there. We could use your help.
Yeah, carpenters everywhere. Do your service, and there should just be a carpenter that goes around yanking barn doors out of people's houses.
Yeah, they got to go.
That's their
Shout
specialty.
out to the people, to the children's book authors who tackle difficult subjects to discuss.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Whoever the author was for It's Not the Stork.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were killed in an airplane crash from a flock of storks that hit the engine.
Turns out it was the stork.
All right. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Listen, They're Fine is produced and edited by Wyatt Gray. Original music by John Ahern. John's Instagram is @JohnAhernMusic. And you can find my inappropriate parenting on Instagram @Bubba Ogborn. You can also find our recommendations linked in the show notes. If you have feedback or topic suggestions, our show email is listenthey'refine@gmail.com. And our TikTok and Instagram handles are @ListenThey'rFine. If you made it this far without calling Child Protective Services on us, please leave us a 5-star review. It helps other questionable parents find us. Share the chaos, tell a friend, tell your therapist, tell anyone who needs to feel better about their own parenting choices. Hit subscribe so you never miss an episode.